Time for my 148th John Carpenter game. Want to Be Millionaire, the Australian Family Picture Edition for the DVD. Yeah, I think people I know this is by far, but look the games I've done. These two games are getting very close to 300 games combined between the two, actually. So which the most between the Family Picture and the first edition game is at 250 actually between those two, and then 372 for those three. So. Which ring has two neutral corners? Boxing, wedding, telephone, TV. That'd be a boxing ring.
Very good. Off the mark with the correct answer. Take a look at question 2. It's for $200.
Okay. In 1888, Vincent van Gogh sliced off part of his ear, finger, toe, nose. That'd be his ear. And here's a self-portrait of him with I think the ear cut off, actually.
The next question is worth $300. Here it comes.
Okay. Movable property such as land and houses is called fixed estate, fourth estate, real estate, so real estate. That'd be real estate.
Correct. Very well done. Okay, the next question is for $500. Take a look.
Okay. Adios means goodbye in which language? Polish, Spanish, Japanese, Arabic. That'd be Spanish.
Well done, you're right. You are one question away from your first milestone. Get this right and you'll be guaranteed $1,000.
Okay. Cl is the symbol of which chemical element? Cobalt, calcium, chlorine, carbon. That'd be chlorine.
That's good. It's the right answer. Great. You are guaranteed a check for $1,000, but I don't want you to give up just yet. Let's shake things up a bit now by introducing a few pictures into the questions. A brand new experience for this special Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You might as well play the next question. It's worth $2,000.
Okay.
Mont Blanc lies on the border of Italy and which other country? Germany, Austria, Croatia, France.
That'd be France.
Well done. It's the correct answer. You're up to question 7. It's worth $4,000. You don't have to play, but here comes the question.
Okay.
Which fortified wine is named after an island in the Atlantic? Madeira, Sherry, Vermouth,
It'd be Madeira.
Very well done. You've just won $4,000. The next question is worth $8,000, but you'll drop $3,000 if you get it wrong. Here it comes. How old was Elvis Presley when he died? 37, 42, 47, 50.
1935 to 1977.
It's the correct answer. We're starting to play for some serious money now. This question is worth $16,000, but if you get it wrong, you'll lose $7,000. Here it comes. Which of these countries was not an original member of the European Economic Community? France, Greece, Belgium, Italy.
That'd be Greece, ain't it?
You're doing very well. It's another correct answer.
Yeah, I'm thinking because it's mostly most of mainland Europe that joined the European Economic Community. I think Greece joined a bit later, actually.
This is where you can guarantee yourself $32,000. Of course, if you get it wrong, you'll drop back to just $1,000. Take as long as you need. Here comes the question.
Okay.
Leonardo da Vinci painted the Last Supper on the wall of a monastery in which city? Rome, Venice, Florence.
A top price question ticket from the UK first edition DVD game. First edition PC game, actually. I thought we were done reusing questions from other games.
Fantastic.
But now
I
you've
can
taken
now
it a
write
new
you out a
low
check.
with questions not only in the Microids game, but
$32,000
even the Millionaire
guaranteed.
Champions
It's
game,
mixture
and even
questions
this
all the
game
way now.
from the
You
UK
might as well
First
have a
Edition
go at question
PC,
number 11.
PS1,
For
and
$64,000,
Dreamcast
you've
game.
got nothing to lose. Here it
I know it's like a
comes.
broken record, but it's like when you play so many games, you can spot questions during other games. So
This British-based Australian Peter Porter achieved his reputation in which field? Design, poetry, medicine, opera.
that'd be poetry.
Fantastic. That's the correct answer. This question is worth $125,000. There's no time limit. Here it comes.
Okay.
This is which bird of prey? Eagle, owl, vulture, falcon.
It'd be a falcon.
You'll be glad you chose to play that one. It's the correct answer. Right, you've done brilliantly so far. The next question is number 13 out of 15. It is worth $250,000. We're talking about some huge sums of money here, $250,000. So make sure you take your time and think carefully before you answer.
Okay.
This famous Australian monolith is approximately how many kilometres wide? 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3.
Be 2.5 kilometers to the lure, which is 1.5 miles in the Imperial system.
Congratulations. That is the right answer. You're doing very, very well. Okay, you are now just 2 questions away from becoming a virtual millionaire. If you get this question wrong, you will drop all the way back to 32,000. You're playing for serious amounts of money now, so be very, very careful. Here comes question number 14.
Okay.
This primate is a lemur native to which large island? Borneo, Greenland, Madagascar, New
It'd be
Guinea.
Madagascar.
Congratulations, that is the right answer.
Let's
You're
leave this one
very,
because
very
Rainbow
well.
Warrior's taken out, so 1 in 16 odds now. Save for this one, the image will be Surface of the Sun,
Well,
which would be a
congratulations.
photosphere.
You have played a magnificent game so far. 14 questions correct, so just one more to win $1 million. I've got to remind you that if you get it wrong, you would drop a mammoth $468,000. Hardly bears thinking about that. So here we go, the very best of luck.
Okay.
This Australian film director calls himself Baz, but he was born with what first name? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John.
It'd be Mark Bazhorman.
You had
I
$500,000.
think the most common
and you
questions I've
risked
seen
to go
as a top
for
prize
$1
question in
million.
this game, actually. It's
I can tell
thought
you,
it's Mark Bazhorman and
it's
William
the
Henry Fox
right
Talbot.
answer.
One of the criminals.
Congratulations, you are a virtual millionaire. You played a magnificent game and answered all 15 questions correctly. Well done. Very well done, and thanks for playing the family picture edition of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah, that's fun. This was my 299th John card game I've done across both Australian DVD games. So that being said, thanks for watching.